Now, if y'all pay attention to hip hop commentary and streaming, then y'all may know over the past few years, it's a couple times a year where people dogpile on academics. Now, sometimes it's well-deserved, sometimes it's And this time, the annual holiday season thrashing of academics has started. And I'm probably gonna name this the has-been cool kids, the has-been leaders of the in-crowds from the streets versus the nerd academics. And while we're sitting here watching academics and Mano go back and forth about fashion and going into even deeper things in their backgrounds, there's another beef that's popping off as an extension of this tree. So one of the newer hosts of the Joe Budden podcast, Mona, aka Don't Call Me White Girl, a comedian, a podcaster who started off and got her bigger break on $1 million worth of game. She fell out with Gilly and Wallow and did her own thing. She has came out and spoke against academics before. This is in 2023, specifically the typical subject that always comes up, him doing the war in Chirac.
8-year-old Tamir Rice was 12 years old playing with a toy in the park and got killed. And ain't nobody getting in trouble. Please. I don't want to hear hood shit from no nigga that ain't never, even a nigga, academics. I don't want to hear from him.
I don't want to hear nothing from him neither.
Let's do a challenge. Put academics in the back of the car, take him to a local weed block, and we challenge him to go buy the eighth. With a corona mask, not even on no shit. Fitted cap, regular mask, so they just don't know you academics. And I want to see you walk up to the local nigga and get an eighth. And don't kick that. I don't smoke weed. He responded to this fat bitch, I don't smoke weed. Well, you might gotta buy eight for the bitch, because I know she ain't fuck you because you. Built like a dyke. Built like a motherfucking lesbian. He built like a 40-year-old lesbian. He's like a female Manny Fresh.
I'll stand by my sister, nigga.
Tell that to an 8-year-old.
Yeah. Now, it's two things in that video I gotta address. The first one is always amazing to me how women can get away with being bad built and calling other people bad built. She couldn't even sit up straight in that chair looking like that and talking about academics build. And two, you can't get mad at Ack for what he's reporting and what he chooses to use as his content, even if it is street culture, when you're sitting next to Sharp, who literally is a pimp, who makes money by pimping out women. You're on his show supporting his platform. You gotta make it make sense, baby girl. Now that was in 2023. So let's fast forward to present day. Mona, I've been watching her over the last couple of episodes and academics' name has came up, and she's been kind of dangling the fish out there that she doesn't really fuck with academics, but I guess out of respect for Joe or just not really wanting to go in on him at that point in time, she's kind of reeled it back. But I guess this time, hey, she was able to get her shit off because academics in the Mano situation came up and they were reviewing it. So it's literally time for her to speak on academics. And she re-uttered what she said in the previous video, how she just doesn't like the way that Act came up off of reporting on basically the pain from the streets of Chicago. She also feels like if you don't come from that environment, then you shouldn't be able to report on it. And actually her co-host gave her some pushback.
It was long too, but I think my favorite part by far was when he compared their dicks. Basically said in so many words that he knows the whores. Okay. He knows the hoes. He's in the streets. And the hoes call Act chicken nugget. I would like to also say I've heard the same. He said that he is a big dick dominator. He said something like that.
Dictator.
And, he's a big dick dictator. And don't talk to him like that. You can't even stand with him.
We all had a hand in it.
Oh, you don't fuck with that?
I just don't.
Did you not gather that from the last?
Listen.
2 minutes?
Do y'all really want to know? Do y'all really want to know for real? When I found out the history of him, like how he started, I was just like, what the fuck? People let that fly? Like they're reporting on Chicago and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of people that are like not in the streets at all, doing all street content. I just don't get that. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like you have to be at least adjacent to it to be able to report on it. You know what I mean? In my personal opinion, I don't want to hear shit from a square that wouldn't even walk through these blocks they discuss every day. I don't. That's my personal opinion.
I don't know if I agree. I think good coverage is good coverage.
How can you cover it good if you don't understand it, never seen it, never been there, never been close to it? How can you cover it well? How?
Would that be the same thing as if you compare like I won't say Stephen A, but someone who's never actually played the sport or someone who's not actually involved in that way, but still able to speak about it in a way that sounds like they know what they're talking about?
No.
You wouldn't be the same?
No. People lose their lives in the street. It's a different thing.
It's a politics that come in the street that if you discussing it from a wide array, you might not understand.
There's a politics that come with everything that you
not like
you compare to the sports.
I'm saying, well, she's saying because he's never come from the streets, he's never done any of the things that happen in the streets, he shouldn't be able to report on it. I'm not saying she's right or wrong. I'm just saying, I think if you're a good reporter and you have enough knowledge on how to find out information on something, you can report on it in an honest way, even though you have not experienced it yourself.
I didn't say he shouldn't. I'm just giving you the difference between the streets and sports. I didn't say he can't report on it.
Yeah, the politics of sports is much more widely discussed than the politics of
street stuff.
Illegal enterprises.
Right, because a lot of times what I see
more
is
accurately and openly.
Okay.
Well, a lot of times what I see is people report on the streets, and then it's always this little twang of like disgust almost, like, you know, they're stupid, or it was like you don't understand it enough to even have that opinion. You know what I mean? Like I don't. This is my personal opinion, especially when people he built his whole shit off that. I never knew that. That's how he started with the reporting on all the drill stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so many people lost their lives in Chicago. It's ground zero for that. That's where, in my opinion, Chicago influenced the country, the world. I've listened to drill from Germany. You know what I mean? And it's like real drill music has real crime in it. It's assault and murder in it. So, you know.
I feel you. I don't know enough about it to comment on it.
See,
you don't?
No.
And the reason why I don't...
I'm talking about I'm talking about in terms of the academics part of it. I just don't know. I don't know his backstory, so I don't know enough about it.
From what I heard, he was reporting on Chicago stuff, and
he
renamed them.
He started a series called The War on Chirac. And where he was basically almost on some investigative journalism type shit, breaking down what was going on in their streets. It was a YouTube series, and it took off, and it's what propelled him to, you know, where he's at. See, my thing with this is,
I don't know if you got to be in the streets to do that.
I don't think you have to be in the streets to do that.
I'm okay with that.
But for a lot of people saying, like, I hear a lot. People say I don't want to hear non-street people talk about street shit. But these same street people are making songs and putting them out there for public consumption. Right. So if I hear something like, I can't speak on any topic that a musician puts out if I don't live it.
No, I wasn't talking about music. I'm talking about the street.
But I'm saying, this is a lot of these people were putting this shit in music. Yeah, they're actively putting details of street shit in music and putting it out there for people to listen to. These people have gained millions of fans from chronicling their street shit in music. So for someone to now pick up the breadcrumbs, put the pieces together from shit that y'all are saying in your music, like, it ain't just Chicago. I could name a couple other cities that's been doing the same thing, where I don't know none of you niggas, but I know what happened. I know who did what with this and that, because y'all put it in your music and put it out.
You know, yeah.
I know more than I should know as a person who's not involved in it.
You should, yeah.
I know way more than I should know for a person that's not involved in it at all.
Right.
And where did that information come from? From them.
Right.
Putting it out. Artists. So now, does that make you wrong for taking the information or the music that y'all put out and talking about it?
Well, it's levels, and we talking about a person that built a career off of it.
But at that time, he's just reporting. We speaking on it now because of where it took him. At that time, he was just, hey, this is what's happening. This is what I heard. This is what this one's saying. This is what this one is saying, and I'm connecting the dots. That's it. If he don't, my thing is, if academics don't take that and blow up to become something else, nobody cares. They only care because he kept going and branched off and built something major out of it.
And you know what else that goes with it? Goes with point I made weeks ago with the internet. Everybody wants to be a journalist. It's a way you report on things, right? So you telling a report about somebody's child that was murdered, and you might be saying it in like a jovial way. When a reporter's trained that you say it in a certain way, you pray to the family or whatever. Because one thing's for certain, two things for sure: the person reporting on it is not the the doer, the doobie, or the cousin.
So you don't have a problem with the reporting. You have a problem with the tone and how they're reporting.
No, I have a problem with the reporting, like I said, but I've said before, Imani, that I hate the fact that access to the internet try to turn people into what they think is media or reporting. And some people start these little blogs and stuff and they end up big, but other people don't. They just small. But what you have is you get on a place like TikTok, because that's where I see it the most, and it's a story told over and over and over, and half the time they're wrong. They're using the wrong verbiage, using the wrong vocab. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. They don't know how to deliver what to take out, what not to take out. You know what I mean? How to respect the kids in the story, how to respect the dead in the story.
I agree with you there.
But
Again,
go to school and
what
be a
I'm speaking
journalist.
on is specifically him, Warren Chirac shit from music.
Right, this was very mean. This is different.
Also, I don't have all day for
my fault.
whatever
I'll leave it
y'all
alone.
are doing. This has been packed and unpacked by Chicago people and academics 20 million times.
Okay.
I want y'all to have a fight, but just know that it's a very old very old fight.
That's cool. I just think people.
Now, I agree with Joe Budden here, man. Listen, everybody has had this conversation about academics and the war in Chirac. I'm going to just help y'all out, man. It's a worthless conversation, but we're going to have it today. But what people got to understand is, man, this is like beating a dead horse. This is always nothing that's happened to academics from the war in Chirac. But academics will respond to Mona. And he kind of gave out a little warning the same way he did with Mano. I'm assuming that he's having his team of people who dig into people's business go do they want to. He's probably going to come back tomorrow with a whole bunch of information on Mona's background so he could disrespect her, and he'll have a bottle of Patron, a Henny in his hand. That's just what we know how academics goes. But anyway, nevertheless, let's see what academics had to say.
To say, well, there's lame people and not lame people. Well, the lame dudes created this for the most part. And again, we're not talking just podcasts. We're talking about, when we talk about how digitally media happens now, I think I played a great part in it, because you know what? You get the Dusty Dyke bitch over Joe Budden podcast. I don't even know who she is. She can't stop talking about me. They keep talking about the war in Chirac, which, by the way, completely incorrect. The war in Chirac ain't won't pop me off, but you know, the uneducated scammers like that will say that. And by the way, Shorty, please don't hop in a beef. If you ever want to squabble, let me. Oh, and people been saying you've been talking shit, but here's the thing: you're not relevant enough. You're filling out the Melissa Ford slot, Shorty. I know. And by the way, I went over to their Reddit to see the vibe. They want me to check you. Since Ice and Ish won't check you, you taking over the show, talking over people. Bitch, we don't want to hear the dyke bitch that's a white chick, come from Philly, nothing attractive, just saying a bunch of dumb shit, limited knowledge and limited vocabulary. We don't want her taking over the podcast, okay? Joe's too scared to kind of say something because you giving that masculine energy. So they're hoping, you come in and simmer her down, that the cast could be a little bit more calibrated. I've done a lot of favors. I'll do this one later. She's just not that relevant. I got to give it up no matter what, because you know what? I'm all about let's keep the same energy. You know, everybody said, yo, Mano's tough. Yo, you talk shit to X, Y, and Z. You ain't going to say nothing to Mano because Mano's tough. All right, bet. So I got to keep the same energy. Bet. Let me do the Mano shit. Cool. Then you get the dyke-looking bitch on Joe Budden podcast. Like, is she piling on? Like, ho, we don't know you, shorty. Like, you on Joe Budden podcast, keep doing what you're doing. I ain't even mad at you or whatever you're doing, but it's like, nigga, you've been trying to get on my radar. I don't know you. Just like this ugly dyke old bitch, bro. Like, come on. That sound like you've been smoking cigarettes for 25 years. I don't want to get on your ass because, number one, I know how that's going to go. It's going to be in your favor on social media. Bitches is going to want to support you because they're going to think, because that's what they do. They support these loser at thinking that's how they take me down. But then you got the bitch on Joe Budden podcast. Bruv, I don't know if Joe not paying you enough. Joe getting $20 million. You don't need to do that clout chasing, because I don't think nobody even watch your shit. I think you got your own podcast. You know Joe, my mans. Me and Joe, we had an iconic show. Bro, don't bring your little issue with me over there. Like, keep it on your podcast and nobody watch it. Like, Joe not gonna give you a raise. He's getting $20 million. Y'all keep getting y'all $300 or whatever the fuck y'all getting. It's okay. So that's my thing. But it's like Voltron. They're all trying to form, because here's the thing. when you're popular, I keep telling you it's like a Drake effect. I'm not necessarily calling myself Drake of this shit, but that does work.
All right, man. So let's get into it. First off, let me start off by saying I don't think Mona is pretty educated in the background and the history of Akademiks. I seen earlier that she said that Akademiks got popular off of the War in Chirac. Akademiks was already popular off of him doing everyday commentary. The War in Chirac was just kind of like his secondary page that he put videos up from time to time, which it did help contribute to Chicago's come up, along with also as well as the rappers and the street figures who posted constantly what they were doing online. They all came hand in hand. And Mona definitely has some points. I just think that she didn't really articulate it the best. I did understand when she said it kind of feels like the way that Akademiks reports things is kind of like with a twang to it, like as if he was better than them or if he was like disgusted at what these people were doing. And I'd have to say I can see her angle. What she basically is trying to say is that she doesn't like the parody aspect of it. She doesn't like the satire aspect that Akademiks reported with. And I understand it. The same way Vic Mensa said, you kind of came off as if you were joking and laughing at our pain. Because I don't think that Akademiks is wrong for reporting on anything that's going on in Chicago. A lot of people said that that's the problem that they had with him. I'd have to disagree with that aspect. As well as I do not agree with the part where she's saying that Akademiks should have to go to the streets and experience what's going on in the streets in order for him to report about it. And the reason I disagree because she's sitting there across from Mark Lamont Hill, who does commentary on wars, on conflicts across the country, across the world. So imagine saying Mark Lamont Hill needs to go to Palestine or he needs to go to Israel, wherever the conflict is, and saying that he needs to actually be in the battlefield to give his full opinion about their conflicts. That doesn't make sense. Now, if she said that she had a problem with the way Mark Lamont Hill comes back and does his commentary, like say that Mark Lamont Hill came back on CNN and said, yo, Palestine is putting belt to ass. They over there spanking shit. They spinning again and again and again, dropping bombs on these niggas. Then yes, that would be rather insensitive. I would understand the gripe that she has with him, but she's saying he needs to go there with a bulletproof vest and do that type of investigative journalism when I disagree. Nah. Shit, man, I also feel like if the street niggas are gonna continue to chronicle their everyday lives and broadcast it, whoever they have beef with, who they done killed, who baby mama they done smashed, all of these things, and they're gonna put it online and put it in the music, then it's fair game to report. If we gonna get on Akademiks, then we gotta get on the people who are putting this information out, the street niggas who are recording this stuff. We also gotta get on the parents. It's a long laundry list of people that need to be held responsible, in my personal opinion, before they get to Akademiks if we're gonna hold him responsible. I mean, listen, bro, at this point in 2025, there are way worse pages than the War in Chirac. The thing about the War in Chirac was it was kind of ahead of its time because we were watching the streets change at that very moment. We used to look up to the hustlers. We used to look up to the people who was making money. But Chicago, what they did was they blended the street violent aspect of the ghetto with the internet and with the music. They all three went together. So when Akademiks made a page on that, it was intriguing. Like, we have to be honest, it's like watching a car crash. You really don't want to see it, but you kind of still open your eye to see it happen. Now, once people can be honest with themselves when it comes down to that, then there can be a real conversation. Because we saw G Herbo say that he actually liked watching it. We saw the people in Chicago benefit off of the nicknames and just off of the hype that came behind academics pages and other pages like Academics. You know, people don't have that smoke for the news. The news put out lies, everything. People don't be having that smoke for the news or, you know, any other entities that speak on the street culture, what's going on in the city. So you got to make sure that you distribute that evenly all around if that's what we gonna do. And my final question would be, do you really need to experience the streets in 2025 to really understand them at this point? I mean, the streets is the internet at this point. The streets and the internet go hand in hand. We're watching people on Instagram Live in real time doing street shit, and we're seeing the consequences. We're seeing people get killed on Instagram Live. We're seeing women beefing with each other, pulling up on each other to fight each other. We're seeing every single little aspect of the street. People are literally bringing in white YouTubers to the hood for 48 hours to experience what it's like to be on the run, sleeping in hotels, being shot at, things of that nature. We're getting the full experience of the streets on the internet. You don't need to have to go do that. People doing it for you. But I get it. Mona, you old school. You a little older than me. I get it. We come from a different era of what the streets was like versus what the streets is like now. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation, man. Do y'all agree with Mona? Do y'all agree with me? Do y'all agree with Academics? What do y'all think about this situation, man? Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, and we out, baby. Boom.
IG-TheLaFlare.
It's him.